about natural language processing. And in the initial videos, we will be doing the natural language processing using Textblob, one module, and in later on some other videos, I will be explaining you about how to do natural language processing using another one module called Spacey. So let's just dive into the NLP, the natural language processing, whose short form is NLP. Um, doing this process using only Textblob. So first let's start with natural language processing. What is this? This is a subfield of linguistics, computer science, information engineering, and artificial intelligence concerned with the interactions between computers and human languages. So in particular, how to program computers to process and analyze large amounts of natural language data. That's what it's about. Okay, we just want to use NLP, that is natural language processing, for analyzing and extracting meaningful information from the vast size or amount of data that may be in the form of speech or text. And the NLP use a Python module called Textblob. Here I have included a link. If you want to have more idea about Textblob, you can use this website for its associated documentations, related scripts, codes, and different forms of using it in the natural language processing. So Textblob is a Python 2 and 3, version 2 and version 3 library for processing of textual data in the form of text. Okay. And in the form of speech or text, it can be anything. It provides a simple API, application programming interface, for diving into common natural language processing NLP tasks such as part of speech tagging, noun phrase extraction, sentiment analysis, classification, translation, and many more. So we are going to see some of the speech tagging, natural language extraction, sentiment analysis, and some other processes in the videos related to this NLP using Textblob. So now I think you got some idea about what are we going to learn here. So these are the things that I will be covering: tokenization, stemming, noun phrase extraction, sentiment analysis, word count, and language translation powered by Google Translate. In some part also we will be using the Twitter data for this purpose. And for analyzing the Twitter data, you need to create a Twitter account. How? I will be discussing about it in a different separate video later on. So stay tuned for that. So to use actually Textblob, so without Textblob here we cannot do natural language processing, right? So this is a module we need to use. So to use the Textblob, we need to import it. It's a library. There are some sort of scripts, some sort of methods or implementations has been defined that we need to import it. Okay. So how to import it? So to import it, I will tell you how to do. But before that, you need to create a Textblob object to do like this. So one object will be created called as blob, and it's a text blob object, and here you pass the text that you want to analyze. Let's see, this is our code. So always we use the triple quotes to denote the multi-line strings, and like this. So let's say this is a string, set of words stored in a string variable called string stage. So now let's say you want to print the stage. Simply just print the stage. So what it will print? It will print the output, whatever are there. There are two lines, right? It print the output across multiple lines in this way. Okay, this is what the print statement will do. But later on, if you just directly use the name, what it will do? The Jupyter notebook will allow the multi-line statements in this way to be added as a single line. So this is how we use a text. So let's say in the stage you have your text. So let's say there are only two lines, right? Suppose say you will have mm, a big text in this format. So just enclose it within the within the double triple quotes. So now when I run the code, it has the text in it in the stage, and now we want to do some sort of operations on the stage. So to do that, we want to use the Textblob library. To use the Textblob library, you need to import it. So from Textblob, import Textblob. So you are just creating a Textblob object blob using the Textblob imported module. So here, when you create the Textblob object blob using Textblob stage. So now stage, what does it have? It has this text. So it, and then when you print blob, which has been already assigned with the text that you have assigned before, it will now have the output in this way. The text blob will have everything, all this data in it as you have passed in this stage. Now, as the text blob object got its input, the next thing is to do some sort of operations on it. So first one I'm going to explain about tokenization. So tokenization means just splitting or breaking up text into some pieces. Okay, and those pieces can be in the form of characters, words, sentences as such. And these pieces are also called tokens. So it's basically just Textblob object has the capability now to parse or to iterate over the text, okay, and to do some sort of manipulation or updation. So we are going to use blob.words and blob.sentence. So what it will do, blob.words, when you run this code, it will return the list of words that you have in blob. So what do you have in blob? This text, correct? Okay. So now it will give you all the separate words splitted in this format. And what is this? Is this a list? What do you see? This is a square bracket, right? So it will give you the list of words. So now the blob dot words will return a list of words. Next is blob dot sentences we are going to use. So let's say you write in this way, blob dot sentences. So you want to know how many sentences are there. Okay. So how to do it? So just use the blob object and use dot sentences, and that will give you the list of sentences in the blob. Okay. So now each sentence is now shown in this way, and this is a list of sentences as you say. So now let's say you want to see what is your first sentence, correct? So as this is a list, how can you find it? If you use the index of the first sentence, then it will be easier to have that, correct? So you just write blob dot sentences of 0, which will now point to the first location of the list or the first element of the list, and assign it to sentence 1, and then you print like this, sentence 1 dot word. So for the first sentence it will give you the word list. That is, let's match it. Yes, you're having this. Suppose I will ask you print the last sentence of the text block. So how to do it? So as you know, in the list convention, if you start from -1 in the reverse order, it will start, that is from the ending of the list. And what it will print when I run the code, this is what it will print. Oh, okay. Blob dot sentences. So this is how the last sentence will be printed. Now let me just change it because I don't want to change the whole format. Okay. So now let's say let's see what is speech tagging. So speech tagging means, let me tell you this one. So here is a link that I included. You just open it and it will take you to this alphabetical list of part of speech tags. So these are the tags in this list, and here these will be returned to you. So this speech tagging. So Textblob can carry out part of speech tagging as below. I will tell you how is it. And tags properly mostly includes the list of tuples in the form, that is word or part of speech. So let's say in a sentence you have a word hi. So what kind of speech tagging is it? Okay, that will be returned from this list. So it is a NNP. What does it? What does the NNP means? Proper noun singular. So likewise for every word, it will give you the common tag NN for noun singular or mass, NNS noun plural, VBN, VVZ, BV. So these all description could be found from the Pen Tree book project here. You can refer it. So now tags will give you all the list of the tags per word in your text.